So the moment like the trailer started and it showed Cap's face, I want to go to his face real quick. Bro, it's literally insane. The moment I saw his face, I was like, bro, that is literally a Guilty Gear jawline. Like the mouth area, it's just Guilty Gear. Literally, it's a Guilty Gear jawline. It sounds funny, but it literally is. And then like, when I saw Cap's build, we gotta see Cap's build real quick. We gotta see his build. I can't say I like his build very much. I know he's big. You know, Soul Bad Guy's pretty big too, but... And you could say like they might be making him built like Soul Bad Guy, perhaps. You know, because I don't think Spider-Man's going to be the rep for Marvel. Spider-Man, when was the last time Spider-Man was rep for Marvel in any fighting game? You know? Like, last Marvel 3 was Wolverine. Marvel Infinite, definitely, I don't even know who it was. Either between Cap and Iron Man, I think. And when was the last time Captain America had actual feathers coming out of his mask or helmet? It's just, like, imprinted on that. I think the MCU was the first to do that, right? And then we got Iron Man over here, freaking Gundam Barbatos looking ass. Like you could say it looks like a Gundam, but it's cool. It's awesome. I have no complaints. Then we have this. This looks like Arc System Works, bro. The little Dragon Ball Aura Blast as they fly towards you. Love to see it. Oh my god. We got Avengers Tower in the back. This is 42nd Street, Avengers Park Avenue. Never heard of it. And we have casual racism on the light pole right there. No more mutants, casual racism. And then we have the dirty water puddle that you see at the corner of every sidewalk. They nailed it with the puddle. I've never seen any video game put the dirty puddle that's at the corner of every single sidewalk, ever. Ever. They put the dirty puddle. I gotta give them respect for that. They put the nasty puddle. Bro, the dust is crazy. The dust mechanic is crazy. That came from Guilty Gear 1. But, you know, it changes, not every game, but, you know, Dragon Ball FighterZ had it and Guilty Gear Strive had it. This is the fastest dust I've seen. Like, it has a camera angle, but there's no freeze frame. Like, once he hits you, look at this. He just does it. Right there, he just jumps. It's over. Dust. Same mechanic, but it's a little faster. Alright, we got Miss Marvel. Alright, Miss Marvel. So, here we are. Iron Man, Giant Fist, Gum, Pistol. Alright, you got the Super Scroll spin attack, but slower and no fire. Slower but no fire, but bigger. Literally Super Scroll. Alright, that's literally... I've seen that before. That looks like that mechanic on fighters when you block and then you switch mid-block and your partner comes out and does stuff. But the way that the background goes dark and there's just bright, bold letters, it just looks like Guilty Gear. That's literally a Guilty Gear Strive-ism. You love it. Oh my god. You just love to see it. This is such an aesthetic. You got the little... Oh my god! It is a comic book still! Look! They got the little Marvel comic illustration quality paper for regular comic pages over this. Yo! They didn't have to do all this. They're not discarding the fact that these are comic book characters. So that's pretty cool. Alright. That looked like an assist. Spider-Man going hard. Alright. So we got athleticism. He's wearing his Insomniac suit. Oh my god. Yo, Xbox players. Nintendo Switch 2 definitely ain't seeing this. Definitely ain't seeing this. He got the Insomniac suit on. I just peeped that. It's over. That is the Insomniac suit, right? It could be a different version. I think it is. I could be wrong. He shot a web. Alright, I was waiting for him to shoot fluid. Like, the whole trailer, he barely shot fluid. I was like, yo, like, why we gotta wait for the build up for him to fire? And then it don't even work. Like, when he shoots the ooze, she just blocks. All that web. I'm trying to see how the web works in this game. Misses again. They block it. He misses. He whiffs. Like, come on, man. He got rapid fire webbing, though. He didn't have that in Marvel. He got web bullets. And then there's this Ghost Rider, man. I never connected to him. I never watched anything he was on. I know he was on, what's that stupid show called? Marvel, oh my god. Was it Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I never watched that. And I don't blame myself, because, yeah, I heard it was canon to the MCU, but then they made it non-canon, so... And then, like, they did the same thing with Daredevil. Like, they made that non-canon to the MCU, but then they made it canon again. It's just dumb shit, but I'm pretty sure Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't going to be canon ever again. This Ghost Rider, I forgot his name. He's obviously a race car driver, which I think took away from the cool points, because, you know, Ghost Rider on a motorcycle with the leather jacket. God damn, like his motorcycle turned to a demon too. It had a demon face. Awesome. This dude, the only thing cool about this guy, I forgot his real name. The only thing cool about this guy is his skull. His racing car helmet skull. This metallic skull. That's literally the only thing cool about him. Like, you could literally put that skull over Johnny Blaze and he'll look better than this dude. I'm sorry, but it's true. Sorry for if there's any fans of this version of Ghost Rider. It was supposed to be like the next generation Ghost Rider. He came around well, let me not turn this video into that. Let's just keep going. Because I could literally say something, but... Is that Star-Lord? I never cared about Star-Lord. He looked cooler in the older comics with the goggles. The mask is cool, but it just screams MCU. He didn't have that until, like, last time I saw him before his movie came out. He had like these cool space goggles. He really looked like a space captain. Now he just looks like a man in a leather jacket that just travels through space. He doesn't look like a space captain that's a part of some cool force, you know? Like, the mask is cool, but it could have been someone else, man. He doesn't look... Star-Lord matches his older design. It doesn't really match this one. It's just some dude who looks like he's hyping himself up, to be honest. Going with the MCU design for Star-Lord is the miss, in my opinion. Making him blonde isn't... Well, he's blonde in the movie, isn't he? No, he's brown hair. That doesn't change. Giving a little change doesn't really do much for me. I mean, like, it's already a character I don't care about much, and they're using like an Ever. I can't even say it's shitty. It's whatever. But he's getting bodied. He's getting a solid toss. Ghost Rider putting in the work. He got the air breath. Alright, should have put Blaze in the game though. And then we got Doctor Doom, bro. Like, they made this dude big. He doesn't look like he's gonna be as mobile as he is in Marvel. He's a, oh my god, he looks so good. He looks so good. Yo, Doctor Doom is one of the greatest supervillains of all time, bro. They decorated his stuff. Yeah. Oh my god, they decorated him. What? Look at the markings on his legs. They didn't have to do all that. Sheesh. The hood, the feathers, he's Gucci. Spirit sword, he got the little energy sword. Oh, look at that. He grabbed you to make sure you couldn't get away before you did it too. He said, oh, shit. Look at this. No foot dive. No foot dive, I bet. This ain't... Wanna know what sucks about there not being a foot dive? Oh, no. No foot dive. So, funny enough, I know foot dive is like literally a Capcom creation. I know it's Doctor Doom, but it is a Capcom move. But to be fair, Berserker Barrage is a Capcom created Wolverine attack. And there's literally a game out that came out years ago that uses it. And there's a game that hasn't even dropped yet that's coming out that's not made by Capcom. And they're also giving Wolverine an attack that came from Marvel 3. So, there's an X-Men game, fighting game that came out for, I don't know which consoles for. I think it's N64 or PS1. But Wolverine has Berserker Barrage in that, I believe. And it literally has the same name, which is crazy. And I think there's a Marvel beat 'em up. And they literally give him Swiss cheese from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on the beat 'em up. So, you could use Capcom created attacks, I think. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe they just want to create a different type of Doctor Doom. They don't want to make him a degenerate with the foot dive and keeping people in the corner and stuff. So, but it's not even about that. It's just hearing him say it with the voice. Marvel 3 Doom has the best voice, by the way. That's like the best in Marvel. That's the best Doctor Doom voice actor of all time. He's even better than like the serious Sinister ones. Like, I know, like, when he's like a serious villain, he has like a intimidating voice. But just his voice in Marvel 3, his pompous attitude, it's hilarious. And when he threatened you with that voice, it makes it even funnier. And the fact that he could back it up is crazy. Don't sleep on Doctor Doom, bro. Yo, on a good day, Galactus can't even do nothing. Oh, well, when Galactus is in his bag, then, you know, Doctor Doom, but on a good day, Galactus can't even stop him, bro. So we got Storm. She's wearing white. All right, different design. You know, I gotta say, even though it's anime as hell, you gotta look at her eyes real quick. I want to see her eyes. Like, her eye, like, they could have just easily given her giant anime eyes. I like that they're, like, sort of respecting the fact that these are still, like, American comic characters. Then again, I've seen anime that aren't even American that have a similar art style. It's just, yeah, it's not even, like, about cultural differences. It's just a more serious art style, that's all. The tear ducts are right there. How many anime you see draw the tear ducts? Some of them do, but I just have reason to believe that they chose this style because it is an American property. So, you know, they don't want to create that alienation, you know? Her eyes were white earlier, right? It goes back and forth. A Marvel 3, it stays white, I think. Does it like... I want to see something. Does it like go on and off? Her eyes are white. Alright. Yeah, it stays on. Yeah, it stays on. So when he does the ultimate, when she does the ultimate, her eyes go normal. Alright. 4v, this is... I don't understand how this is going to work, bro. Like, 4v4. Look at this. Oh my god. Look at this. Disgusting. What? Oh! What? Wait, hold on. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Oh my god, bro. The ultimates. Alright. Yo, I gotta see the freaking impact frames. I'm sorry. Bro, he looks so good. They gave him the jawline? Yo, they made this man. Yo, this dude is literally America, bro. Oh, shit. The ground? Iron Man just looks gorgeous. Hulkbuster. Alright. I take back what I said about them making the characters like not super anime-ish. This is a moe as hell, bro. This is moe as hell. She literally just an anime girl. She I don't blame them considering how she let me not say anything that's gonna piss people off, but if you know her history and everything she's been in, you already know how her character is treated and why her character was made. This goes against everything those people that pushed for this character so hard was trying to push for. And you want to know what? This version of this character might be all the more successful for her. Not because she's an anime girl with the big eyes. No, just because they're doing the opposite of what her character was created to do, you know? And I gotta respect that. She was made during an era. Let's say that when Marvel wanted to push certain things. That's the purpose of her character. But no, you're gonna give her another purpose, I think. You know, they're gonna... You could have a character like this without her. See, I just want to make this a fighting game reaction. Let's just skip this topic. But, yeah. What does Spider-Man do? If you guys wanted me to talk about it, I'll probably post, like, trash topics like this on Ashura Unlimited. Because that channel's done. Like, that channel was a mistake. That channel was a mistake. But any trash content, I'll probably throw it over there. That channel is not priority. Like, I left that in the dust. Everything on that channel should have been on this one, to be honest. But it's a learning experience. We ball. I gotta bring this channel back to life now. Look at his ultimate. He just throws everything at you, bro. So look at this. Look, I want you to look at exactly what he's throwing at you, alright? We got a bus. He threw a bus stop at you. It didn't even shatter. That shit was shit. Oh, it did shatter. Okay. He threw a car, a bus stop, a motherfucking hot dog stand. So what I'm wondering is, depending on the stage that you're fighting on, is it going to change what Spider-Man slams you with? If so, that's cool. Because we have a Latveria stage. He's not going to throw a New York City bus stop at you, you know. You got the Doombots pulling up. This is crazy. This looks crazy. Look at this. So he does his ultimate. The Doombots fly towards you. They explode, right? And then, right? The explosion's going off. And then Ghost Rider just comes out of the explosion. Now, this could either be two things. This can either be a very clever way of editing the trailer. Just someone was having fun. Let's just have Ghost Rider fly to Doom's explosion. Just cut it right there. Or there's level 3 tag supers. Sort of like Captain America and the Winter Soldier on Marvel Infinite. Were they the only characters that had like a tag super? Possibly. I could be wrong, but they're the only characters that I remember having a tag super. I can't remember any other characters having a tag super in the game. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. But yeah, you got this dude. Okay, that's a cool shot. Him just going fast and his head's being jerked back by the sheer speed. And all you see is speed lines outside of his car window. Okay, there's potential with him being in a race car. There is. He still doesn't look cool. His fit is ass. They designed his skull and they gave up on the rest of his fit, to be honest. And I know he's a race car driver, but they could have done more. They could have put some sponsorship stickers on his shit. This shot right here. I really want to see him run over them. I want to see how fast he's going. And not his car not having a face on it is a missed opportunity. Like, Johnny Blaze will always be the coolest Ghost Rider. It just looks good, bro. Poor Goku. Poor Goku, man. He got his work cut off for him. The man's working extra. If you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, allow me to explain. Arc System Works made Dragon Ball FighterZ, a Dragon Ball fighting game. There's a 3D model for Goku. They made a game called Guilty Gear Strive. If you dig into the Guilty Gear Strive files, there's a Goku's 3D model is inside of Guilty Gear Strive. And I'm not talking about the mod that people put into the game to play as Goku in Strive, which actually works. Surprisingly, no. He's in the game. His model. The thing is, in Guilty, it's fun. This is the funniest thing I ever heard, right? So, Guilty Gear Strive, if you dig into the game's files, if you remove the Dragon Ball FighterZ asset, the Goku model, Guilty Gear Strive will not run. The game will crash. Goku is lifting. Goku is literally heavy lifting, bro. If he's doing the same thing here, we don't even know if he's in DNF Duel. He might just be in Strive. I don't know. But if he's in here, I'm going to laugh. This man just lifting, pulling these games, holding 2 universes, making sure that they just don't collapse. Not a lot of good 2D Marvel fighting games that weren't made by Capcom, so this is definitely, I want to say a first maybe. And then just anime-looking Marvel games. Like the last anime-looking Marvel game that we had that I could recall is Marvel vs. Capcom 2, actually, literally. But they're taking it a step further because even though those anime versions of the Marvel characters were anime, they still stayed true to their traits. You know, they still drew their faces in an American comic way. That doesn't seem to be the case here. Arc System Works has drawn them in their own style, and that's pretty baller, I'm not going to lie. I didn't think it was going to be more Japanese than Marvel, too. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting this shit to be Japanese at all, to be honest. Until they started speaking, I didn't know I was going to read. I was ready to watch, not, you know? I'm not complaining. I'm hype, actually. Because, to be honest, I don't think we were ever going to get a Marvel vs. Capcom game that was in an anime style. And I'm not asking for Capcom to go back to sprites. I wanted them to just have that energy. Same with Street Fighter 6. What I wanted for Street Fighter 6 and Marvel 4 is what this game is giving us. See, I thought Street Fighter 6, but I wanted Street Fighter 6 to go back to like an anime type style. Maybe go back to the Alpha era, not in terms of story, but in terms of appearance. And not sprites. The way to do that would be 3D models. 3D animation came far to the point that 3D models can look like 2D animation. When I first saw Guilty Gear Xrd when I was a teenager, I thought those were sprites. I honestly thought those were sprites, but they're not, and that's insane. So, I was expecting, maybe Street Fighter 6 is going to look like a cel-shaded Guilty Gear type of deal. Maybe Marvel 4 could look like this. When Street Fighter 6 came on the RE engine, it turned out well, surprisingly. Like, live action, hyper-realistic Street Fighter characters done right. I mean, if Tekken 7 can do it with Akuma, Street Fighter could do it. So, it turned out great, And what's crazy is that Street Fighter 5 was supposed to be hyper-realistic. And I've seen hyper-realistic Street Fighter 5. The person that made that got fired. That shit was ugly. Chop Fugazi. It was as dark as MKX. Like, no. So that Street Fighter 5, as shitty as it was at the beginning, it could have been worse. So we're definitely not getting that. And that makes me believe that if Marvel vs. Capcom 4 drops, they might also use the RE engine. And if we get hyper-realistic Marvel characters, that's not the problem. The problem is them taking from the MCU or not. Just because we have realistic Marvel characters does not mean they have to be the same as the MCU, okay? And yeah, don't worry about Marvel vs. Capcom. Capcom is not crying. For all we know, they were probably already making Marvel 4, for all we know. And it's still being made. It's just 2 different companies. Marvel wins either way. This is Arc System Works versus Capcom right now. Who makes the better Marvel fighter? Capcom has legacy on their side because of the, Capcom characters and the legacy of Marvel vs. Capcom. It's a crossover, so it's a bigger deal overall. But this is Arc System Works, so I think it's safe to say no matter what Capcom works up, it's not going to look as good as this. It's just not. Because it's most likely going to be cross-platformed, So I look forward to this. Can't believe freaking Marvel and Sony pulled up to Arc Sys like this. We were expecting a Naruto Fighters. We were expecting a One Piece Fighters. And instead it went over to America. And they grabbed Marvel instead. And I'm not complaining because this is ill. These graphics are ill. This freaking Barbatos Gundam Iron Man is crazy, bro. But that's pretty much it, guys. I only have one question, and one question only. Where will the